All right. Appreciate everybody being here today. Obviously, on a Tuesday, we're going to obviously a base down practice for us. Don't play this week, but at the same time, we can get a good start on Middle 10. And I know our players are excited about this opportunity. Feels like now you're seeing college football, on TV. I think it gets everybody excited. So we're looking forward to getting on the practice field today. We understand Middle Tennessee is going to be their first home game. They've already played a game, so those guys are going to be excited to play. And last week those guys played Army, and obviously Army's a whole different animal with what they do on offense and so forth. And we anticipate Middle Tennessee being ready to go like they always have been. And but at the same time, again, our guys are excited about getting prepared for a game, and I think that's something that we've been looking forward to a long time, and looking forward to getting out there today and getting started. Questions?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the return of college football. What starts maybe some of your early opinions in terms of how the game is being played, little to no fans, the electronic whistles, all that? What did you learn about the first few games?
Yeah, Mike, I think, what I've noticed is, first of all, obviously with fans not being there or a small number of fans, I think each team's going to be, it's going to be important for you to kind of bring your own energy, your own motivation, your own enthusiasm. I do know this, though. I think the college football players I know here, and including probably everywhere around the country, they're excited just to get the opportunity to play. So I don't think that'll be an issue. But obviously, as the season plays out and the grind of the season sets in, I think a lot of teams, their success will depend on how excited they are to play and get on that field and compete, which is something that we've all talked about for so long. And I think now we're going to actually get the opportunity to prepare for a game. I think leadership's required for your team to understand that this is a year that's unlike any other, and we're going to need to do a great job of making sure we're excited and ready to go and prepared to play each and every week. Okay, yeah. So, Kalen Geiger. I heard you say Kalen Geiger and Carlton Martial, right? Two guys that some preseason accolades, obviously, and that's really based on what they did last year, I think, as players. So I think for us, those are guys we're counting on to lead on both sides of the ball, and they've done a nice job of doing that. Those guys are really what we call true TKGs. They love Troy, they love competing, they love practicing every day. They're really good influences for our younger players, and obviously they're two guys we're going to rely on heavily on both sides of the ball, and really both outstanding people. I love being around them. I think that's the thing that makes them a little bit unique is these are great kids that I think everyone can be proud of, and also good football players.
Someone else interested in was Richard Juvenile. You can give us a little insight on what kind of maybe impact player is.
Yeah, Richard Juvenile obviously transferred here, sat out last year. I'm very familiar with him, was a little bit involved with his recruiting at his previous stop, and also just kind of he's an easy guy to build a relationship with. Got a great personality, smile on his face, extremely hard worker. Practices every day like it's the last snap he might ever take, and that's important. He's a great example for our younger players, and I can tell without a doubt he's provided already some great leadership here by mentoring a couple of our young players that are in his position group. They watch the way he works, they watch the way he practices, and he's just a great example. And he's an example of a guy using his influence in a positive way, which we talk about a lot. Being an older player, a transfer from another school, and highly recruited guy out of high school, so very well known. And he makes our offense better too, because those tackles definitely have to know where he is, and they got to be ready every snap because he's going to go full speed. But another great kid, plays with great effort, smile on his face, enjoys playing the game. And as long as we keep bringing in guys here that love football and love everything that goes along with it, not just on Saturdays, we're going to be just fine. And he's definitely one of those guys.
Just kind of expand on that with the whole defensive line in general. You hear a lot of talk about the linebackers and then the back players. Talk about the line a little bit.
Yeah, I've been pleased with their process or progress. I think we're better. I think we're a lot better, to be honest with you, just because we got more bodies that can play right now. That's something. Last year we ran into a depth issue and we had guys banged up and out, and so to speak. But John Hines is a senior that plays defensive end that is just a really solid player, extremely hard worker. Doesn't say a whole lot, just does his job and does it full speed, which I'm excited about him. Devon Reeves is a young player that's come along. Really been pleased with his progress, and he's in a good spot to be a really good player here in his career. Obviously, Will Cholo, we all know how good a player he is. He's proven already. Then Shaquille Brown is a junior college D lineman that we brought in that I think is maybe one of the most improved guys since he got here in January, from the way his body looks to getting himself in shape. He's a big guy, so that's always good. I think Elgin and Malik Purdy both have really progressed and gotten stronger and are going to be better players for us this year. Desmond Barkley, I'm excited about his progress. Big 300-something pound guy that's finally getting healthy. Had a little knee back in the spring and so forth. I think when you put all those guys in there together, and then Luis Medina, failed to mention him. He's a true freshman. I think everybody's going to be excited about. High school wrestler, very athletic, very strong, practices extremely hard, very similar to Juvenile in that respect. And then Javon Solomon is a guy that I think's an impressive guy that I mentioned earlier about Juvenile impacting some of the younger players. He's one for sure. Just following the example led by Richard, and excited about his progress. Patrick Richardson's been out, but he's another guy that can come in and get reps for us. So I think, when you look at that unit as a group, I think we have more depth, and I think we're improved. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys get on the field and play.
Coach, maybe this is a question for next week, but when do you guys start the travel plan schedule? When you're going to go up? How you're going to travel, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't looked much into that yet. We got guys that kind of handle that side of everything. Our director of football ops, Matt Hassan, Jamal Smith. But I will say this: we'll try to keep it as normal as any road game. We'll go up the day before if that's one of the things that you're asking. But there's all kind of guidelines and policies in place, how we can social distance, how we can travel safely. I think you're going to need more buses than normal, maybe rotate when you eat, how you eat, and so forth. But we're going to try to, I think college football players are creatures of habit, so we try to keep it as much in a routine as we can. But obviously safety is our number one concern, and we'll do everything we can do to make it as safe as we can for sure.
Justin's asking, you talk about how the kicking battle is going,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically how Jack Martin has improved.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a battle for sure. I said that to the team yesterday, that one of these kickers has to step up and take control of the place kicking duties. They're all three very capable. Jack, obviously, very powerful leg, very strong leg, has become more and more consistent. He'll handle the kickoffs for us for sure. I would think, but Evans made progress in that area as well. But the guy that lines up and kicks extra points and field goals for us, between Kyle, between Evan, between Jack Martin, would be the most consistent guy. That's what we're looking for. And at some point we're going to have to make a decision. But I'd say it's still in a competition right now, and it's pretty heated. To be honest, every day it seems like one guy does a little better than the other two, and that rotates. So we're hoping to get some clarity on that by the middle of next week for sure.
Since Gunnar Watson was named the starter, have you seen everything you wanted from him? You obviously want your quarterback to have that it factor.
Yeah.
Since he's been named the starter, have you seen him really take over and take an extra step that maybe even you thought or expected, to see exactly what you want to see from him?
Yeah, Stephen, that's a good question. I think part of being the quarterback on any team is obviously, playing with confidence and having your teammates have confidence in you. And I have seen that. I have seen him really take a step forward as far as something about being named the starter, I think, for quarterbacks that encourages those guys or forces those guys in some respect to take on more of a leadership role. I've seen him be more vocal. He's continued to make good decisions. The only thing obviously with our quarterbacks this year is none of them are very experienced at all. Gunner's played a little, Jacobs played a little, but at the end of the day, we don't have much experience. So how they handle a game situation, how they handle, live bullets, so to speak, when we start playing games is still a little unknown. But I will say that Gunner has been what I thought he would be. He's been very consistent. He comes every day focused and ready to work, and I do think he's made a lot of strides in becoming the leader of this offense and this football team.
Hey, Carlton, we talked about Jim earlier. I wanted to get your impressions on him. He's a guy we haven't seen play actually. We've talked and what he brings to the team.
What did he say? I couldn't hear him.
How about Richard?
Oh, Rich?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Seeing Rich practice every day, it's just exciting. That's one of the players on the team I'm ready to see out there on the field. So, I'm really excited to see him and see what he got in store for us this year.
Question from Justin McNally.
I think I know the answer, but you got selected for another preseason honor the other day. Could you talk about that and how special that is to keep racking up those awards?
It's always special when I get nominated for something like that. But, I try to keep my head, out of the clouds, out of the media, trying to stay level-headed, knowing that I still got to go out there and work. So, yeah, I see it, but I don't really pay that much attention to it, of course. But even though that's a big honor.
A question from Justin McNally. Sitting back, having to watch everybody else kind of play some games this past weekend, how much did that amp you guys up and get y'all ready for next week?
I know it just, got us ready. We're excited. Stop going against our own team. Ready to play somebody else. I'm sick of having to hit B.J. Smith every day. So, yeah, it's nice getting ready to play somebody else.
How will this extra time benefit you guys?
Having a few weeks to get prepared for Middle Tennessee, just getting a look at them on film, we see the quarterback. He's kind of tough, kind of gritty. So it's nice to get a good look at them for a few weeks to see how we're going to game plan them.
Carlton, you mentioned hitting B.J. Smith. That's a guy that I'm sure this team's excited to see back on the field. What is it like to see him back on the field, and what do you think he's going to do this year back?
Oh, it's exciting. He just brings a whole new – when he got back, he just brought a spark to the offense, Everybody wants – BJ one of those leaders. Everybody wants him out there on the field with us. It's just so exciting to see him doing well and coming back from what he had to go through. So it's just a nice little spark for our team.
Another question from Justin. How has the defense improved from last season, and what are some things that excite you overall about the whole unit?
I see guys stepping up. I see younger guys out there, just having fun. I felt last year, we didn't really have fun. We weren't really gelled together as a team. But this year, I've seen something that I normally don't see. I've seen the team gel, quickly. Even having some JUCO players, a team just gelling like that is pretty exciting for me. So I'm just ready to see us as a whole, see what we can do.
Another season with this offense, kind of how have you grown and you get a little extra time to get ready for this season. Where's your game at right now?
Yeah, I feel really good. Like you said, the season's got pushed back a little bit. That's just allowed us to have more time as an offense, to get ready with quarantine and the spring getting cut short. We weren't able to have the same amount of reps that maybe we did last year. So not just on a personal level, but as a whole offense, I feel really good about where we're at. We're ready to go. We're chomping at the bit to play a game. Personally, I just think I've gotten bigger, faster, stronger. Just really thanks to Coach Witt and his staff for developing us this year. And I'm ready to go. I feel like I've made a jump. Ready to see this offense go to work. Yeah, so at the end of fall camp, kind of got tangled up with one of our DBs, and had an injury to the top of my foot, but treatment has been going really well. So I'm confident that I'll be able to play here shortly. But yeah, just been getting after it and treatment and trying to get back ready to help our team.
Luke, question.
How have you kind of
Yeah, I think so for sure. We got a lot of guys that have picked up on it relatively fast. Coach Lindsey does a good job of making sure we understand what's going on. We know his philosophy. We know what he wants to do from an offensive standpoint, and we've embraced that, especially as a receiving core. With everybody coming back, we're excited about the big plays that we're going to be able to make this year.
Question from Justin McNally: how important has this extra time been for you guys, especially with the new quarterback coming in and taking over this year?
Yeah, I think it's been really, really important. As I said earlier, just since we only had 5 spring practices, we weren't around each other for 3 or 4 months. They're starting in March, so it was really important. As Gunner has come into his own, it was good to have these extra couple weeks, make sure we're fine-tuned on everything that we got going on. And yeah, just picking up, right where we left off.
What are the major differences, if any, catching the ball from Caleb and Gunner? Are there any big differences?
Not really. I mean, both threw really good balls. Gunner's an accurate guy. He does a really good job of standing in the pocket and delivering the ball. Throws a really catchable ball. So yeah, we're excited to play for him this year. He knows that we have his back, and we're confident that he's going to go out there and excel.